total for subscriptions. So what I'm going to do now is, if we are going to make 375 meals total for this coming week, and we need 255 of them to be for subscriptions, I would just subtract 375 I'm going to subtract 375 from 255. So the total we are making, which would not be the 345. It would be the 375. That's how many total we're making, subtracted by how many we need for subscriptions. Just going to be 120. So 120 is how many meals we are going to have to sell. So I'm going a total. So I'm going to divide 120 by 3. And basically our meal stock can be 40 of each meal. So that means of meatloaf, the salad, and we'll just pretend it's Sloppy Joe, I don't remember what it was. If I'm going to make 5 double proteins of each, the stock on the rest of them would be 35, and that equals 30. And that means we're making 40 meatloaf, 40 salads, and 40 Sloppy Joes, which equals 120 meals total that we're going to sell on the site. And how many do we need for subscriptions? We need 85 each of that meal to be subscriptions. So if we go 85, 85, 85, 255 are going to be subscriptions. Then I'm going to take this number and add it by this number, and that is going to equal my 375 number. So again, just to recap, I'm going to take the average of how many meals we sold total from the past 2 Tuesdays, so that's 355 and then 335. The average of those is 345 meals that we actually needed. That's how many completely got sold. So 345 completely got sold. Remember, we want to make a buffer. So I'm just going to put 10 extra on each meal, leaving us with 30 extra meals between the 3 so that people can buy them in the cafe. So 30 plus 345 is going to equal 375. And then I'm going to take the average of the subscription numbers. So that was 237 and 269. The average of that would have been 255. I'm going to divide that by 3 between the 3 meals. That gives me the 85 number. 85 of each meal were subscriptions. And I'm going to make a stock of 40 of each meal for people to buy on the website, which gives us a grand total of 375. So when we tell Lindsay how many to make for Tuesday's orders, it would be this number divided by 3, which would be 125 of each meal for Tuesday orders, Lindsay. And then she knows, Kitchen Lindsay, so that she knows, what to adjust her menus to. So really quick, we're going to do the same thing for Friday. So we'll just kind of go off these same Friday numbers just because I don't have this Friday's yet. So how many meals did we actually need? And that number is right here. Total meals actually needed 101. So I'm just going to make that a good number, an even number, 100. How many did we actually sell between the subscriptions and the orders we sold 303. I'm just going to make that an even 305. So now what I'm going to do is, actually needed, actually sold. Okay, I'm going to give it a little buffer. So instead of telling Lindsay to make 100 of each meal, I may be going to say 110 of each meal gives us a 30 meal buffer. So we're gonna actually make 110 times 3, which equals, yeah, 110, and I'm gonna multiply 110 of each meal by 3 because we're making 3 different meals. Now we need to see how many of this number right here was subscriptions. So I'm going to go right here. 196 of them were subscriptions. So I'm going to go 196 divided by 3 meals. Is 65. It's 65.3. So I'm going to round it up. I'm just going to say 70. So 70 of each meal were for subscriptions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 110. So 110 is the actual number that you're going to tell Kitchen Lindsay to make. 110, subtract that by 70. So 110 minus 70 leaves us with 40 meals. 40 is going to be the stock that you're going to put on the website. So again, that's 35 regular and then 5 for the double protein. Okay, so the stock, that's kind of how we change it right there. Make sure it's not unlimited. Make sure we put a stock in there. There's regular double protein. That looks great. If you need to, okay, I'm going to actually delete that because I just inserted that for a sale. You need to make sure that when making a new recipe card, which how you make one is you're just going to like duplicate a previous one. And it'll pop up. So say we're making chicken parmesan. We're going to go chicken parmesan. Write whatever date you're going to do it for. So let's say Friday, 3/12. I don't even know if that's a real date. Make sure it does not say copy. You're going to upload the photo. If there is not a photo for it yet, you need to make sure that you've duplicated a menu item here that has the placeholder photo that says the item is not pictured yet or it's new or whatever. For the calories, you also have to insert the calories, and then the ingredients you are just going to pull from the recipe card. So the recipe card is going to be in the admin drive. Okay, and say this is the one that we are doing. Actually, that's a bad example because that's a family dinner. Say we're doing garbage-free nuggets. Usually what I like to do just for simplicity's sake is I will you don't need to say stuff like salt and pepper. For all the spices, I will usually just say spices. But I do like everything else. And I always start with a protein. So I will say chicken breast, pickle, juice, egg, coconut milk, tapioca flour, spices, sorry, you get it, tapioca flour, spices, sweet potato, rosemary, olive oil, and then Brussels. We don't need to write olive oil again, we just need to write the item once. Garlic, and then for anything mayo based, I just say Rosemary's Mayo, and then we can say Dijon, stone ground mustard, and honey. And then I would basically just copy and paste this right here over ingredients. But I'm not going to really make that, because that was just for demonstration purposes. And then when doing the stock for family dinner, it's always 25 smalls and 10 large. And I think that's it.